take us through the events. What exactly happened yesterday?
Okay, yesterday, or a little bit after 3 o'clock in the afternoon, there were 3 troopers that are assigned to our Bureau of Criminal Investigations. Those are plainclothes troopers that were conducting some surveillance on some Avengers Motorcycle Gang members. At some point during the surveillance, 4 of the gang members ended up getting behind the trooper's vehicle and started making gestures that they had guns, and one in fact even displayed a gun as they pulled alongside the vehicle. The troopers were able to get out ahead of the motorcycle gang members and pull off to the side of the road. When they did, they got exited their vehicles and displayed their department issue badge and ID, and as the gang members went by them, one of them turned around and fired a shot off at the troopers. That gang member then proceeded to wreck his motorcycle and jumped up and got on one of the other motorcycles, and they took off.
Why were police following them to begin with?
Well, I can't go into any details as to why we were conducting the surveillance.
Okay. And so just one fired a shot, correct?
That's correct.
And about how many gang members were actually involved in this whole incident?
There were 4.
4. Okay. And is the trooper, he missed the trooper?
Yes, there were no injuries.
Did it hit the trooper's tire?
No, I'm not sure where the shot landed, but there were no injuries or any property damage that I'm aware of.
I'm hearing that these guys are involved in some drug trafficking, or believed to be.
Well, again, I can't comment on open investigations or the potential of there being an open investigation even.
So once the guy crashed, got on the other bike, what happened from there?
They took off. Our troopers, due to the environment they were in, they were unable to return fire. They did go up and start looking at the motorcycle to see if they could find any identification or anything that would help them out in the investigation. While they were there still on the scene, a short time later, 2 of those members came back through the scene in a pickup truck. And at that point in time, they were apprehended. And then later on, due to the search that we conducted, we were able to find the other 2 and arrest them as well.
Now, were one of the 2 in the truck? Was it the shooter or
no? The shooter was found at a residence a short time later.
Do you have a name?
Yes, I have the names. Delmer, D-E-L-M-E-R, Lee Cozart, C-O-Z-A-R-T. Date of birth of December of 1960. He was arrested for accessory after the fact, wanton endangerment, and felon in possession of a firearm. He's from Beckley, West Virginia. Clyde Frank, date of birth of July 1956. He was arrested for accessory after the fact for wanton endangerment. He is from Harper, West Virginia. Thomas Speck, S-P-E-C-K. His date of birth is April of 1977. He is from Lapeer, L-A-P-E-E-R, Michigan. He was arrested for felon with a firearm, wanton endangerment ×3, fleeing on a vehicle, and being a fugitive from justice. He was a shooter. James Morris Jr., date of birth of February 1979, from Eccles, West Virginia. He was arrested for accessory to wanton endangerment, possession of a concealed weapon, and fleeing on a vehicle.
So were other people in harm's way during this time? And were there other civilians in the area?
I can't answer that. I'm not real familiar with that area. I don't know how close the residents are to that area or anything about the environment there.
So should people be on the alert of biker gangs? Is this becoming an increased problem?
Well, I don't know quite how to answer that. There are certain segments of society that people need to be weary of. Let's try that again. I would just suggest that people be aware of their surroundings and be aware of who's around, and I hesitate to put a label out there and say that anyone on a motorcycle has the potential to be a criminal. The fact is it's difficult to identify criminals in some cases. Just everyone just needs to be on alert and aware of their surroundings.
What about this particular gang? I mean, obviously they have a history of causing some problems. Are you asking the public to be aware of them or more vigilant of this particular gang?
Well, we're asking the public to be aware anytime that they believe that there's criminal activity, regardless of who's involved, and to report it swiftly to the West Virginia State Police or to 911.
Now this happened on Route 3?
Route 3.
About where?
Near Harper, West Virginia, in Raleigh County.
I'm sorry, you may have already gone over this, but is the gang called the Avengers?
Yes, it's the Avengers Motorcycle Gang.
Have you guys been aware of them, had problems with them in the past?
Well, the Avengers, like other motorcycle gangs, are known to law enforcement, but that's common knowledge.
Are they really specifically in this area, or are they all over West Virginia?
I'm really not sure. I know that some of the members have come from Ohio and Michigan, and noticed there's been a lot in Cabell County, Wayne County, Kanawha County, but I'm not sure how far they extend throughout West Virginia.
Have you guys ever had a problem with any of these specific people before?
I'm not at liberty to discuss criminal histories.
So everybody at this point, because these men are all arrested, you don't think that the public is in immediate danger from this gang?
No, hopefully this was just an isolated incident, and they were arrested, and they're, last time I checked, they're still behind bars, and this is something that the public shouldn't be concerned that there'd be further threats from this.
And so, do you have any idea why this man would have fired his gun, or are you not at liberty to discuss it?
Well, I can speculate. A lot of it's personal opinion, but I think it goes to show that the erosion of morals within our country and the lack of respect for law enforcement, I think that's because of many different reasons, whether it's a loss of sensitivity to violence due to video games and movies and things of that nature, and basically turning our back on biblical principles.
And is this trooper back on the job? Is he okay? Or is he...
Yes, all three
shaken?
troopers are on the job, and they're doing well.
Is there any reason to believe that this trooper was targeted specifically?
No, there's nothing that I'm aware of that would lead me to believe that.
Were they in plain clothes or were they?
Yes, they were in plain clothes, I guess you could say undercover capacity.
But the bikers were pretty aware they were cops, I guess.
Well, they should have been aware as soon as they saw them standing alongside the road displaying their badge and ID. I don't know what was going through their mind up to that point, but at that point they should have stopped, and they should have complied with the orders that were being given to pull off the side of the road.
Was this man illegally bearing that gun, or did he have a right to carry it? Do you know?
Well, some of them were arrested as being felons in possession of firearms, so at least some of them were not legally able to own a firearm.
Anything else you wanted to add?
No, I think that covers it.
Good to me. Thank you.